Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and this is another bookish video. Hello friends, it is finally time for my favorite type of video, and that is my TBR video, my Owl Choose Your TBR. And I can't believe it is already gonna be March. These 2 months have flown by somehow. But I am very excited for the month of March because I will be participating in a very fun readathon. It will be my third time participating in this readathon, and I have loved it like every year that I have participated. And that is Realmathon, which was created by Cassidy over at Covers with Cassidy. I will go ahead and link her channel below. In case you may have missed her announcement. But yeah, I will link her channel down below, but I am very excited for this readathon. It's like a team-based readathon, and it has like 4 different teams. And I will be part of the, I think it's Realm of Blood. It's like the blood team. There's Shadow, Blood, Time, and I forgot the other one. But yeah, there's 4 different teams, and I am very excited to be on the Realm of Blood, or whatever it's called. I'll put here what it is actually called. It is blanking on me right now. But anyway, I am still going to be doing my Owl Choose Your TBR, but I'm going to try to get pick books that will fit the prompts for the readathon, which the main prompts are pretty like broad, so like anything could work for those prompts. But there are 2 bonus prompts for the team that I am, and that is that it has red on the cover and people on the cover. And then also another bonus for like all teams is that it's a school setting. So I'm going to try to find books that have like those 3 on it. People on the cover will probably be really easy for me because I read a lot of romance, and those typically do have people on the cover. And I actually have like quite a few red books. Like I have like my red books sitting out on this shelf. Like you might notice like right there's some red books that I have. I just was like holding them out so that I have options to choose from. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with my game, my Owl Choose Your TBR. Okay, so I have my jars ready, and then here is my board. So again, I start here and then I roll until I get to the end, and then like each like color is like the jars, and they're like genre based, like the prompts are like genre based. But let's go ahead and do roll number 1, and that is a 4. All right, so that is the light blue jar, and that is literary and contemporary. I was not looking for literary or contemporary books this month, but that is okay. Sorry, this is folded pretty. Alright, so 4-word title, that is a literary book, literary or contemporary book. Alright, so we did my first roll, and I got a 4 and landed on a light blue prompt, which is my literary / contemporary fiction like prompts. And I had to choose a book that had a 4-word title. And for that, I chose The Light We Lost by Jill Santopolo. I am sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But yeah, this is like a contemporary fiction book, and there is of course a romance in it, but I think it is more like the literary contemporary side. It's not like your typical like romance book, so I counted it. But yeah, there is a romance in it, and it will work for my bonus prompt for Realmathon because there is people on the cover. So yeah, I've had this on my TBR for a really long time, so I am very excited to get to it. So yeah, it follows Lucy and Gabe, who meet as seniors at a university. And it changes both of their lives forever. That's all I really know about it, without like reading like the full like blurb on the back. But yeah, I'm excited to read this. I've had it on my TBR for a really long time. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 2. And that's a 16. 16. So I landed on light green, and that is also an owl, so that means I have to do pull 2 of the prompts out and have 2 books. So yeah, when I land on the owl, that means I have 2 books to read. Okay, and then luckily for green, that is any genre, so I can choose any genre, but it has to be based off of the prompt in here. And like I said, it is 2 prompts, so I have 1 and 2 there. I'm just gonna set them down, and I'll set this jar here. Let's see, the first prompt is, alright, so any book with a BIPOC author, so a person of color, book, so I have that. I have plenty to choose from for that. And then the next one I have is a book with purple on the cover. So too bad that isn't a book with red on the cover, but that's okay. We will find a book with purple on the cover. Okay, I did roll number 2, and I got a 16 and landed on a light green, which is any genre, but I also landed on the owl space, meaning I had to choose 2 books and 2 prompts, like 2 books, 2 prompts. And the first prompt I got was a any BIPOC book. So I am choosing Legend Born for that by Tracy Dion. I have been wanting to read this for so long. It's been on my TBR for so long. I've heard really great things about this book. I think this is the one that's like, is kind of like based off of like the King Arthur. And yeah, I've been very excited. This is a YA fantasy, and yeah, I've just heard really good things about it. And it has a person on the cover, and it's mostly red, like counting the back. I don't know with the lighting if you can tell, but it is well over 50% red. So that counts for that. And then the second book, or second prompt I got was a book with purple, any book with purple on the cover. I don't know if that's focusing, but, I chose, Gothicana by Rue Nix. This has a school setting, so bonus points for that. And it's like a, like, dark academia, like, romance. So yeah, it takes place at the University of Vermont. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it sounds really good. I've been wanting to read it for a while. I think this is a book that I also got like the like pretty edition of too. Like hardcover edition. But yeah, I also have this paperback, which is a very purple. And again, it takes place at a school setting, so it'll count for bonus prompts for that. So yeah, I am very excited to read this, and it'll work for Realmathon as well. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 3, and that 8, another 16. We are flying through this board. All right, so yellow, and yellow is my thriller, horror / mystery jar. So hopefully we get a good prompt for that. All right, so it says a book of the month, thriller / horror. Oh my gosh, okay. I have like the perfect book I want to use for this prompt. All right, so for roll number 3, I got a 16 again. We are really flying through this board, which I'm not mad about. And for that, I landed on yellow, which is my thriller, horror / mystery like jar for prompts. And what I got is book of the month thriller / horror or mystery. And for that, I'm choosing The Last Flight by Julia Clark. And I'm choosing this because it is obviously very red, and I just noticed that there is a person on the cover, so it'll count for that too. So yeah, this has been on my TBR since June of 2020. That's when I got it, I think. I'm pretty sure I got it when it like first released, so it has been on my TBR for a really long time. And yeah, I don't really want to go through like the full blurb because I like to go through my thrillers not knowing a lot about them, but it just says 2 women, 2 flights, 1 last chance to disappear. So yeah, it sounds like it'll be an exciting time, and yeah, it will definitely count for Realmathon with like the very red cover. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 4, and I got 8 and 6, 14. 14. All right, so this will definitely be the last prompt. And again, I got another thriller, horror, and mystery prompt. Let's see. All right, a 5-star prediction that is a thriller or mystery. All right, so we did my 4th, I think, yeah, 4th and final roll, and I landed on another yellow, which is my thriller and horror mysteries, and I had to choose a 5-star prediction. And for that, I'm choosing Confessions by Kane Minato. I've never read from this author, but I have heard like nothing but really great things on this book. So I have very high expectations, and this, maybe I'm cheating by saying I'm hopeful that it's a 5-star. I mean, but I hope like every book I read is a 5-star. But I have really high hopes because I feel like I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I've heard it has like twists, which I like love. Like, it's like a page turn, like, yeah. So I am very excited to read this. And I think this has a school setting because it follows a teacher who is trying to seek her revenge on her daughter who was murdered, I think. So yeah, I am excited to finally get to this in March. Because, yeah, I've heard nothing but good things, and, yeah, I'm excited to add this to my March TBR. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go over the books that I chose for my Owl Choose Your TBR. And also, I am very sorry. I have been sounding very, like, nasally in this, like, video. I think I am coming down with, like, a cold or something. My nose has been, like, bothering me, like, this whole video and, like, before I started filming. So I apologize for that, but here are the 5 books that are on my Owl Choose Your TBR, March TBR. The first book I have is The Light We Lost by Jill Santopolo, for a literary contemporary fiction book that has 4 words in the title. And then I have Legendborn, for any genre that is a BIPOC book, BIPOC author. Then I have Gothicana for purple on the cover, any genre. And then I have The Last Flight for a book of the month, thriller, mystery, or horror book. And then I have Confessions by Kane Minato for a 5-star prediction that is a thriller, mystery, or horror. So yeah, these are my 5 reads for my TBR game, and now I want to go ahead and show you just a few books. I'm not going to go into great detail on what they are about, but I just want to show you some books I have that have red on the covers, and then I also have some, one of the prompts is to read a Cassidy favorite, and I have 4 books here that I am hoping to get to, and that are Cassidy favorites. And then I also have a couple books that are school settings that I also want to kind of mention. And then maybe you can also get ideas if you're still looking for ideas on what to read for the readathon. But here are some of the read books I have. First, I have Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is... Whoops. I will go ahead and pick those up in a minute. Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. You may have seen this in the other cover that's like the blue. So if you're reading that, it wouldn't count if you're on like the same team that I'm on, like the Blood Realm. But so if you're reading that one, it wouldn't count. But I will be reading this edition of it since this is the one that will work for my team. So yeah, Fall of Ruin and Wrath. This is a like fantasy romance. As you can tell, I love Jennifer L. Armentrout's Blood and Ash series. It's probably my all-time favorite fantasy romance series. And I still have not gotten to her new series yet, and I've been very excited to get to it. So this will probably be on my like priority list for the month of March. And then the other book that didn't fall down is The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. This is a like epic fantasy. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And I also think that this is a Cassidy favorite as well. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this one. I've heard really good things. Don't know too much about it, but it has red on the cover and it's a Cassidy fave, so it'll count for those. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pick up those books. Okay, I'm back with the books. Hopefully they don't fall this time. The next one I have is Queen of the Tear Lane. I've had this on my TBR for a really long time. And yeah, follows Princess Kelsey Rayleigh Glynn. And she's ascending to her rightful place as Queen of the Tear Lane. I don't know exactly how what it's about, but I've heard some good things about it. So yeah, and it's red on the cover, so it'll count for that. And then I have Slain the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. This is in the same world as Serpent in the Wings of Night, which I loved. I also just recently finished that series this month, like February, and I loved it. 5-star read. Yeah, so I am excited to get to this one and like be back in that world again. So yeah, this follows 2 different characters in that same world. So you don't have to, I don't think you have to read that series to read this one, but I think it might I don't know if it'll mention, I haven't read this one, so I don't know what it mentions. But I don't think you don't have to read those to read this one. I think this can be read as like a standalone. So yeah, very excited to read this. And then another Carissa Broadbent book I want to hopefully get to because it's red and it has a person on the cover, and that is Daughter of No Worlds. This one I have also heard really great things about, and I will be excited to read her other like fantasy romance series. And yeah, this one like just looks and sounds really fun, and I am excited to get to it. And then I have a dragon book, and that is To Shape a Dragon's Breath. I actually started this and got like 40 pages into it back in 2023, but put it down because I was getting into a reading slump, and it was a softie enough. Like, there was nothing wrong with the book. It just was the wrong timing for me. So I put it down, but I still really want to read it, and yeah, I'm excited to get to this. It says it's an A young indigenous woman enters a colonizer-run dragon academy and quickly finds herself at odds with the approved ways of doing things. So yeah, it's a fantasy series, and I just noticed it takes place at an academy, so it'll count for school setting. So even if you aren't on the realm of blood, you could read this and get bonus points for the school setting. But yeah, I'm excited to read this one as well. And then I have The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. I've been wanting to read this series for a long time as well. And I won't lie, the blurb by Sarah J. Maas is what made me pick this book up. So I kind of have high hopes for it. Because yeah, that is kind of what made me pick up the book. I'm not gonna lie. Because I love Sarah J. Maas, like all her books. So yeah, hopefully this is really good. It's like a fantasy, and it's like a fantasy trilogy. I own the other 2 books as well. Hopefully I like this one. But yeah, definitely red on the cover, so it'll count. Alright, and then I have some of my Cassidy favorites here. Fireborn, Poppy War, The Will of the Many, and Red Sister. They are all fantasy books, and this one is YA, and the other 3 are adult. But yeah, I've heard her say nothing but good things about these ones, especially Fireborn. She was like raving about this in 2023, and I actually, again, I picked this one up in 2023 as well, but then put it down because, again, it was just wrong timing. Like, it wasn't bad or anything. It was wrong timing, but I have been in a reading kick now, so hopefully if I pick it up in March, I will end up like finishing it and loving it. Alright, and then I have a couple, 3 school setting, like, dark romance kind of books. I also had Gothicana in this list too, but since that is on my, like, Owl Choose Your TBR, I won't be mentioning that one again. But the 3 I have is Sorrow and Starlight. This is the 8th Zodiac Academy book. And I've been meaning to pick this up for a while. I have loved the Zodiac Academy series. It is not the best writing than anything like that, but I just have been obsessed with this world. I flew through the books. They just are easy to read and just a fun, good time. So I've been really wanting to read the 8th book, especially before the final book comes out. And there's also 2. They also just released 2 novellas to read between this book and the other book. So yeah, I really need to get to this one so I can read those 2 before the 9th book comes out. Alright, and then I have The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. It's a dark college romance, and I would check trigger warnings for this if you want to read it. And actually, I think, yeah, there is a whole warning page in this book, but I'm sure you also can look at online if you're going to read the Kindle version of it. But yeah, I've been wanting to read this for a while. Again, it's school setting, dark romance. I love dark romance, so hopefully I can get to this in the month of March, and it also would count for person on the cover. And then the last book I have is Katia, by Carrie Lake. Again, this is another dark academia romance, and yeah, it sounds like it'll be really fun to read. But yeah, anyway, that is the last book. I'm going to stop talking because my nose is killing me right now. But yeah, those are all the books that I will be reading, or hopefully will be reading, in the month of March. Again, I will link in the comments down below Cassidy's channel, and then also I will also link down below the host of the blood, Realm of Blood. Again, this shirt was perfect because I love the From Blood and Ash series and Team Blood. So yeah, I am very excited for this readathon. Please like and like this video and subscribe if you want to, and please comment down below if you are participating in Realmathon this year and what team you will be on, or just comment what you plan to read in the month of March. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.